Hey, it's Ed here. Today we're taking a look at technical analysis for Bitcoin. I'll cover wave analysis with Elliott Wave theory and provide multiple scenarios the price may take and explain why I prefer one counter over another. Let's take a look at the different possibilities. Starting here on daily time frame and looking at RSI first, where we have seen that again from the very peaks that we've had around the 69k coming down, we've had this trend line that has been respected very well on this daily time frame, having these peaks coming down more and more, not taking out the previous highs. This is still giving us confidence that this whole thing is still the same move. If we are taking out the previous highs, for example this high here on RSI, that would mean that whatever we had here basically would have ended and this next structure would be something new. But again, that has not been the case as of yet, so we don't need to be focusing on that. I just wanted to bring that up, that we still have this trend line here on RSI that we can be looking into and watch. Now on this higher time frame, while we're at it, we have a few different options. Again, I'm at the moment on logarithmic scale, having this as a 5-wave structure into an A, 3 into B, and then again 5 waves into that C wave, completing it there. This is a very good look for the C wave, again tagging that 1.382 extension very perfectly, at least very close to it, and then we would be looking for some kind of connector wave here at least, or we would be getting a very much larger structure here at some point, at least getting to that 30k area where we have this higher order block here, and then looking for downwards pressure again afterwards. That is still a very much of a possibility. Then we had this WXY count, in which we had this as a 3-way structure, very similar to the ABC. However, we can be labeling it like this as well. This structure definitely feels more like a 5-way structure. However, there is possibilities in which we could be labeling this as a ABC as well. This definitely has the potential of being a 5-way structure in here, and well, this of course we could be labeling as one as well. So there is definitely potential of having this as an ABC as well to complete the wave Y here. Again, we had thought of this A, B and C before as well. However, while this is still possible and wave B did not take as long as the previous X wave of higher degree, it is still kind of long, and this A would be so much larger than anything here, and even the size on arithmetic scale, we can see that it is almost as large as the previous structures in here. So again, it is a bit weird to say that this could be an A wave. While it can, I don't think this is very likely, because at that point again we would be looking for a partner leg for this A wave here. If we are looking at that, 1-to-1 would be around 10.8k to give the perfect look here. But yeah, definitely not my main, that ABC here for that wave Y. Instead, if we want to be labeling this as some kind of triple correction or double correction, I would be going with the WXYX wave here and then Z wave downwards. That would still fit the idea what we had here, that this wave X would not take out the highs, and therefore this whole structure would be still intact here, and we don't need to be worrying about the next structure until we have finished whatever we get here. But yeah, at that point again we would be comparing this first leg of wave W for that wave X here, and at least on logarithmic scale we would be looking for this 12k target here. On arithmetic scale, of course, that would be something completely different, which is again not really measurable. But yeah, I just wanted to bring that into the minds. Next structure, I want to go over this one as well. While this is possible as a 1, 2, 3, again on higher time frame, I don't think this is very likely because of the extensions. I'd rather have this as an ABC unless proven otherwise, just because again the look is not there. Now let's jump in a smaller time frame and looking at this whole structure from the lows that we had of around the June 18th. Since then we had a few different options, many different ways as to get up in here as a 3-way structure. that is still a possibility. Regardless of what we have here at the moment labeled on this count, this is still very much of a valid count here. I don't really like this count at all anymore, just because again this wave C or potential C wave is taking so long, so I'm no longer interested in this, to be honest. Then we had the original count that I had for this being an A wave, then ABC. The C is getting way too large here, or did get a bit too large for my liking, so that's why I had a bit of a modification for it, and in here we would have this as a A wave instead. Again, this is a motive wave structure, this diagonal. It can't be a B wave. Even if we had this A wave here, we have to be labeling this as another smaller degree A wave, because again, this is a 5-wave structure. So this is a start or an end of something. At this point again, it would fit to be either the start of wave 1 here or something else, because again, I don't think this ending the whole count down here in a truncation would make too much sense. So that's why I do like this being an A wave. Again, this is targeting a bit higher here for that wave B, at least creating an ABC here, and then looking for downwards pressure again. Then we had a few different options here. Again, A ending at here on these highs. This definitely looks pretty okay as a 3-way structure. Then ABC here. We don't need to be having that diagonal here. We could end the C wave in here, and at this on this count we would have this as that ABC ending the wave B here. Then we would be getting that C wave up in here, again to the minimum extension of 0.618 of this A wave here. So A, B, and then C, and that would complete wave A here. After that point again, we would be turning our minds towards this wave B later on. But again, there is definitely a lot of things to go through here, and at the moment it is looking pretty good still. This definitely feels like a 3-way structure here. We can definitely label this as a 3-way structure like so as well. A, B, and now we will be looking for that C wave, of which again I do think that we've had this as a wave 1 complete, and looking for that retracement downwards before getting up higher. We have some targets here. For this count, we do have around the 21.8k, give or take, is the golden pocket with the 1.382 extension of this WXY. So that is definitely has a lot of confluence there. If we are looking at this as that targets, we could be seeing this as the 1.236 extension of this A wave for that C wave, which would hit that very well as well. 1-to-1 would be just taking out these current highs here that we have, and yeah, that would be very good look overall. So I feel like that is one of the main scenarios. Again, I don't really care too much about this higher time frame at this moment. I do want to just take advantage of somewhat clear structures that we have here and look for those prices to be done, and then after which the smaller time frame counts get more clear, then we can zoom out and take a look at what that fits into the higher time frame. So that's why I do like playing the smaller time frames at the moment on Bitcoin. Then of course again, some kind of 3-way structure into A wave. Another possibility of having that complete in here. Dan had this idea of having this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Definitely has some merit in that. However, again, we have some issues going later on here. Again, invalidation would be at these highs at 20.5k. In here, we would have this as the B wave. While it is not really clear or good looking here, this ABC especially here, it is still somewhat valid, so definitely need to be keeping an eye on this. This is very much more bearish, in which we would be looking this as a wave 1, and this structure in here can't take out these highs. So at least we got two different ideas overall what we are tracking here. One is not that bullish and one is way more bullish, at least on local terms. Of course, there are some multiple smaller time frame structures, which if we are taking out this high, we could be labeling this structure as an ABC instead of what we got currently. But we don't need to be tracking that at the moment, as we are still expecting this to be an ABC structure up. But yeah, I feel like that is the higher time frame or medium time frame that we would be looking at. At the moment, I do think that this is the idea overall, where we had this as an AB and then looking for that C. This sideways consolidation again is the very much of a very typical weekend action, and I do think that we're going to do something like that and get a bit lower before having that pump starting up for that C wave. Targets around 20.6k all the way to 21.4. So that is the range that I would be looking for another short opportunity if this again plays out as a 5-way structure. But I feel like that is pretty much all I want to share on today's Bitcoin video. If you made it this far into the video, I would appreciate the likes. Link to my free Discord server in the description below. And for now, I thank you for watching and hope you have an amazing rest of your day. See you in the next video. Bye bye.